Eggs are like little treasure chests of nutrition, especially for those of us enjoying life after 60. They're packed with high-quality protein to help maintain muscle strength, essential vitamins to support eye and brain health, and they're both affordable and easy to prepare. For many seniors, a simple egg breakfast is a daily ritual. However, what if this healthy habit is being undermined by common mistakes in your kitchen? The way you cook, combine, and store your eggs can dramatically change how your body responds to them. Some everyday errors can turn this wholesome food into a source of discomfort, digestive trouble, and even potential health risks. This doesn't mean you need to give up eggs. Far from it. It simply means learning to avoid a few specific pitfalls. Before we continue, we're building an amazing community here, and I'd love to know who's watching. Drop a comment below and tell me where you're from, along with one interesting fact about your city. We read and reply to every single comment, so don't be shy. Share yours below. This video is for informational purposes only and should not be considered medical advice. Always consult a qualified healthcare professional or registered dietitian for personalized guidance. Now, let's move on to the first mistake that can turn eggs into poison. We've all been told to cook our food thoroughly, especially meat and poultry, to kill any harmful germs. This is wise advice. But when it comes to eggs, there is a very important line between thoroughly cooked and overcooked. The overcooked yolk mistake is one of the most common and nutritionally costly errors you can make. It happens when you fry, scramble, or boil an egg for so long that the yolk transforms from a vibrant, sunny yellow or orange into a pale, dry, and crumbly circle. You might even see a greenish-gray ring form around the yolk of a hard-boiled egg. This is a clear visual sign that the egg has been pushed too far. Many people do this out of habit or a mistaken belief that it's safer, but in reality, it robs you of the very best part of the egg and can create new problems. So, what exactly is lost when you overcook the yolk? The yolk is the nutritional heart of the egg. It is where the majority of the egg's vitamins and healthy fats reside. Delicate nutrients like certain B vitamins and antioxidants are sensitive to intense, prolonged heat. Think of them like a delicate fresh herb. A little warmth brings out their flavor and goodness, but boiling them for too long makes them bitter and drains their value. When you cook a yolk until it is chalky and dry, you are significantly reducing the amount of these beneficial compounds your body can absorb. You are eating the shell of the nutrition, but the core goodness has been destroyed by the high heat. This means you could be eating an egg every morning for protein, but missing out on the vital elements that support your energy levels, brain function, and cellular health. Furthermore, the process of overcooking can change the very structure of the fats in the yolk. Eggs contain cholesterol, which in its natural state is perfectly fine for most people to consume. However, when this cholesterol is exposed to high heat for a long time, it can become oxidized. Oxidized cholesterol is a damaged form that is much tougher for your body to handle. For a digestive system that may already be becoming a little more sensitive with age, introducing oxidized cholesterol is like giving it a rusty tool instead of a clean, sharp one. It creates more work and more inflammation in the body, which is the opposite of what we want from our health food. This internal irritation is what begins to turn a healthy food into something that can feel like a poison to your system over time. The solution is not to undercook your eggs, but to cook them with care and intention. The goal is to achieve a yolk that is set but still soft, creamy, and moist. For fried eggs, this means an over-easy or sunny side up style where the yolk remains runny. For scrambled eggs, take them off the heat just before they look completely dry. They will continue to cook on the plate. For boiled eggs, a soft boiled egg with a jammy custard-like yolk is a fantastic option. Not only are these preparations gentler on the nutrients, but they are also far more delicious and easier to digest. In the world of food and fitness, you might have heard stories or seen movies where a tough athlete gulps down a glass of raw eggs for a protein punch. This image has been romanticized, but for anyone over 60, it is a dangerous gamble that is simply not worth taking. The raw egg gamble involves consuming eggs that have not been cooked to a temperature that kills bacteria. This includes not only drinking them straight, but also eating them in foods where they remain raw or undercooked, such as homemade Caesar salad dressing, traditional mayonnaise, certain dessert mousses, and cookie dough. The creamy texture might be appealing, but the hidden risks are significant and can have serious consequences for a senior. The primary danger lurking in a raw egg is a bacterium called Salmonella. Chickens can carry this bacteria without being sick, and it can be present on the outside of the eggshell and, sometimes, on the inside of the egg itself. For a young, robust immune system, a case of Salmonella food poisoning, while miserable, is often overcome without long-term effects. However, our immune systems naturally become less vigilant as we age. This is a normal part of getting older, but it means that our bodies are not as well equipped to fight off aggressive invaders like Salmonella. What might be a week of stomach upset for a younger person can lead to severe dehydration, hospitalization, and a prolonged recovery period for someone over 60. The body has a harder time battling the infection, and the resulting dehydration can cause a dangerous domino effect, impacting kidney function and blood pressure. It is also a common myth that washing eggs or using eggs from your own backyard chickens makes them safe to eat raw. While it's true that clean, well-cared-for chickens pose a lower risk, the risk is never zero. Salmonella is a pervasive bacteria, and it only takes a tiny amount to cause a major illness. Furthermore, the inside of the egg can be contaminated while the yolk and white are still forming inside the hen, meaning even a pristine-looking shell can house the bacteria. Relying on the appearance or source of the egg is a risky bet when your health is on the line. The only surefire way to eliminate this threat is through the application of heat. The solution is beautifully simple. Always cook your eggs thoroughly. This means until both the white and the yolk are completely firm. No runny clear whites and no liquid jiggly yolks. When making a custard or a sauce that calls for raw eggs, such as hollandaise, use a cooked base or find a pasteurized egg product. For your morning breakfast, ensure your fried eggs are over hard and your scrambles are cooked until solid. For boiled eggs, a fully set yolk is the safest bet. There's something satisfying about the sizzle of food hitting a hot pan. It feels productive and promises a quick, tasty meal. However, when it comes to cooking eggs, that aggressive sizzle is often the sound of nutrition being destroyed and digestion being compromised. The sizzling pan error is the habit of heating your cooking fat, whether it's oil, butter, or margarine, until it's shimmering, smoking, and dangerously hot before adding the eggs. This blast furnace approach might be great for searing a steak, but it is a brutal way to treat the delicate proteins and fats in an egg, turning a gentle food into a harsh one for your body. Let's break down what happens when an egg meets a superheated pan. The moment the liquid egg hits that surface, the proteins are shocked by the intense heat. They seize up, tighten, and can actually burn almost instantly. This process, similar to what happens when you burn meat, creates harmful compounds that are irritants to the body. For a digestive system that is becoming more sensitive, these burnt, damaged proteins are much harder to break down and process. They can cause indigestion, bloating, and discomfort. Think of it this way. A gently cooked egg is like a tender piece of steamed fish that melts in your mouth, while an egg cooked on a scorching hot pan is like a piece of tough, charred, overcooked meat that your stomach has to work overtime to digest. Beyond the damage to the protein, the high heat also ruins the quality of the cooking fat itself. When oil or butter is heated past its smoke point, it begins to break down and oxidize, just like the cholesterol in an overcooked yolk. You are then cooking your delicate egg in a bath of damaged, inflammatory fat. This double whammy of burnt protein and toxic fat is a recipe for internal stress. The beautiful, easy-to-digest quality of a perfectly cooked egg is completely lost. Instead of feeling light and energized after your meal, you may feel heavy, sluggish, and uncomfortable. Over time, consistently eating foods cooked in this way can contribute to low-grade inflammation in the body, which is linked to a host of age-related health concerns. The remedy for this error is to adopt a philosophy of low and slow cooking for your eggs. Instead of cranking the burner to high, start with a medium-low heat. Add your fat to the pan and let it melt and warm up gently. To test if the pan is ready, you can flick a tiny drop of water into it. It should sizzle softly, not explode and vanish in a violent burst of steam. Then, add your eggs. You will notice a profound difference in the cooking process. The whites will set gradually and evenly, remaining tender and white instead of turning brown and crispy at the edges. The yolk will warm through gently. This method preserves the integrity of the proteins and fats, making the final product not only safer and healthier, but also significantly more tender and flavorful. In our quest for health, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that if something is good, then having more of it must be better. This is the more is better myth, and when applied to eggs, it can lead to an unbalanced diet and potential health issues. This mistake involves eating an excessive number of whole eggs, particularly the yolks, every single day without variation. While eggs are nutritional powerhouses, they are not a complete one-stop shop for all your dietary needs. Relying on them too heavily means you are inevitably crowding out other essential foods that your body needs to thrive. Variety is the most fundamental principle of a healthy diet, especially as we age. Our bodies require a wide spectrum of nutrients from different sources to function optimally. If you are eating 3 or 4 eggs every single day, what are you not eating? You are probably missing out on the unique benefits of other protein sources. For example, fatty fish like salmon or mackerel provide omega-3 fatty acids, which are crucial for reducing inflammation and supporting brain health. Lean poultry and meat provide a different profile of proteins and minerals like iron. Plant-based proteins like lentils, beans, and chickpeas offer a wealth of fiber, which is essential for digestive health and blood sugar control. By filling up on eggs alone, you create a nutritional blind spot Additionally, while current research shows that dietary cholesterol from eggs does not affect most people's blood cholesterol as severely as once thought, it is not a free pass for everyone. Some individuals, particularly those who are hyperresponders or who have specific genetic conditions like familial hypercholesterolemia, may see their LDL, bad cholesterol levels, rise with very high egg consumption. For a person over 60 who may already be managing heart health, it is wise to not test this limit. Moderation allows you to enjoy the benefits without pushing your body into a state of imbalance. It's about listening to your body and your doctor's advice, not following a rigid, more is better philosophy. The solution is to embrace eggs as a regular part of a rotating menu. You don't need to eat them every day to get their benefits. Aim to include them 3 to 4 times a week, and on the other days, consciously choose other high-quality protein sources. Have a serving of grilled fish with a large salad. Enjoy a hearty lentil soup. Make a stir-fry with tofu or lean chicken. This rotation ensures you get a broad range of amino acids, fats, vitamins, and minerals. Meal prepping and saving leftovers are excellent strategies for saving time and reducing food waste. However, eggs require a special level of attention and care. The leftover time bomb is the dangerous practice of letting cooked egg dishes sit out at room temperature for too long before storing them or keeping them in the refrigerator for longer than is safe. Because eggs are a moist, protein-rich food, they are the perfect breeding ground for bacteria to multiply at an alarming rate. A simple mistake in timing can turn your healthy frittata into a source of serious foodborne illness. The critical window for food safety is shockingly short. Cooked eggs and egg dishes should never be left sitting out on the counter or stove for more than 2 hours. And if the room is particularly warm, like on a summer day or in a hot kitchen, that window shrinks to just 1 hour. Bacteria multiply most rapidly between 40 degrees Fahrenheit and 140 degrees Fahrenheit, which is often called the danger zone. When you leave a quiche or a plate of scrambled eggs to cool on the counter for a long time, you are essentially leaving it in an incubator for germs. Even if the food looks and smells fine, harmful levels of bacteria could have already grown, invisible to your senses. For seniors, the consequences of triggering this time bomb are severe. As discussed earlier, an aging immune system is less equipped to fight off a powerful bacterial infection, like Salmonella or Staphylococcus. The resulting food poisoning can lead to violent vomiting and diarrhea, which causes rapid dehydration. Dehydration in an older adult is a medical emergency. It can cause confusion, dizziness, falls, kidney failure, and a dramatic decline in overall health. A simple error in food storage can therefore set off a chain of events with serious, long-lasting repercussions. It is a risk that is entirely preventable with consistent, careful habits. The solution is to be prompt and diligent with your leftovers. As soon as you are finished serving your cooked egg meal, portion the leftovers into shallow, airtight containers and place them directly in the refrigerator. Do not wait for them to cool down completely on the counter. The shallow container helps the food cool down quickly and evenly throughout, preventing any warm spots where bacteria could thrive. Once stored, eat these leftovers within 3 to 4 days. When reheating, make sure the food is steaming hot all the way through, as this will kill any bacteria that may have started to grow during storage. Eggs remain a true superfood, offering an incredible density of nutrition in a simple, affordable package. For those of us over 60, they can be a cornerstone of a diet that supports muscle strength, brain health, and overall vitality. The journey we've taken through these common mistakes shows that the power to make eggs a blessing or a burden lies directly in our own hands and in our kitchens. It's not about fearing this wonderful food, but about respecting it enough to prepare and enjoy it in the wisest ways possible. Remember, good food is one of life's greatest pleasures and most powerful forms of medicine. Enjoy your eggs wisely and let them nourish you for years to come.